Hello, everyone. I'm Bianca, the founder of the Ukrainian Actors and Actresses Fandom. Today at Vertical Voices, I'm talking to someone who is pretty busy in this industry. That's why she will explain everything herself, who she is and what she's doing. But welcome, Angel.
Hi, Bianca. I'm so thankful to be here. As she said, I'll
Yeah.
explain everything. So I run a critic page, which is Vertical Film Enthusiast. Along with that page, I also have my Mafia Temptation Series page, which is just at Mafia Temptation Series for a Mafia Temptation in a candy jar. I'm trying to get more parts to it, and I love the film. And then I have three fandoms that I run. I do at Sam.Myerson.fandom for Sam Myerson. I have Jake Hobbs's fandom, which is at team.jake.hobbs. And then I have Ryan Vincent's fandom, which is at Ryan.Vincent underscore fandom. I would have 100 fandoms if I could, but, or not even 100. I'd have all the fandoms if I could, but I can't be picky and I can't be selfish. So I do what I
Yeah.
can.
And I mean, your day have only 24 hours the same way as everyone else, and it's a lot to do. And I think that every single actor who you're supporting needs a amount of time to take care of the fandom.
Yes, all of my pages keep me very busy.
I feel you there, and I have at the moment 177 actors who I'm supporting. I feel you there.
Because then I have like the fandoms that supports that one specific actor in their work, but then on my critic page, I support everybody. I have well over 300 people that I'm constantly supporting and
Yeah.
posting about.
And I guess on your main profile, you interviewing the actors and creatives as well, right?
Yes, I started doing my interviews back last June, and I kind of just talk to them, ask how they got into acting, have some chat about verticals and things of that nature. And then I upload them to my YouTube channel for my Let's Talk Vertical with.
We will post all in the description, all the links to your pages. You all won't miss it out. Now, so you try to act as well?
Yes, I am currently filming self-tapes and applying to verticals myself.
Ooh. For how long do you do that? Or you just recently started it?
I more recently got like more serious about it. I want to say 4 or 5 months ago,
Hmm.
but I've realistically been auditioning for them and trying my best since last June. I just have been more persistent and submitting more lately.
Did you had already any chance to be in one and we just missed it out?
No, not yet. With how life was towards the end of 2025, it made it very difficult for me to do things. But 2026 is looking like a better year. So
That's what we all saying. 2026 is gonna be this year. It's it can only be become better. And to act must be very interesting. I have some experience in front of the camera as well, but not as serious, and it's just happened by mistake. But it was interesting to see. And it was really an experience to see what's going on set. If you just kind of recently started with acting, did you try to act in school already, or does it happen that you wanted to become an actress?
I've always wanted to be like an actress ever since I was little, but then I got older and I was like, oh, big Hollywood is really hard to get into. And I kind of let, the voices of my town and my classmates and everything get to me. And so I veered off from trying to do that professionally and I went into the military instead. Got out of the military and then I was like, I'll I'll see what I can do because I know that
Yeah.
people are shooting like short films every day and then things of that nature, but nothing's really ever hit. And now I'm taking things more seriously and giving it a
Yeah.
shot.
I wish you a lot of success with that. And recently, I figured out in the vertical space in the past few months, there are so many new actors.
I watched one. I used to say a couple weeks ago, but I want to say it's at least been a month or two. And I was watching it and I was like, I don't recognize a single person on this
Yeah.
film. Because normally I recognize like one, whether it be like a supporting or just like a pop-in character. I didn't recognize a single person. And
Yeah.
so I then had to search for a great length of time to find the actor and the actresses and everybody in it.
And the problem is IMDb. You can't always find something because sometimes the verticals are not even listed there, so you could see maybe the actors. And I believe mostly these profiles on IMDb where they don't have a profile pic are not even made by the actors themselves. I
Mm.
think the production companies or fans are doing it, and that's the problem which I have with the Ukrainian actors as well. I have so often the question of the Ukrainian actors, hey, did you do the IMDb page of me? They said no. But that's wrong what there's in there. And they said, I know, that's why I'm not using it. And that's why I created my fandom and provide all the filmographies from the verticals and mini movies. And that's crazy. It's
And
hard to
it's
find.
hard though because a lot of I don't want to say a lot because there are a lot that are on there, but
Hmm.
like the UK actors, like London and everyone there, they don't necessarily always have an IMDb. And I was trying to find somebody and I couldn't for the I was looking at the production company, I was on their website, I was scouring Google trying to find this person and I couldn't. The film was an IMDb on IMDb and no one had really posted about it on Instagram, so I couldn't find who it was. But in the end I found him. I followed him.
Like I said, it's the research work is very, very hard sometimes and difficult. That's actually it's not just that the audience want to see who these actors are, but also other production companies or directors or casting agents. And if they can find the names of the actors, because I'm still saying they need to do credits in each and every vertical, because these actors need to be seen. They need
Hmm.
to get their work, and it's not just for us viewers who need to know that. But it's the same if someone posting the information in some verticals who's acting in there, then do the correct research work and don't just post the name of the actor in there and write down the role name. Try to figure out who's the production company. Try to figure out who's the director.
Hmm.
And if you don't have something like that, then don't even start. Do it properly or let it go.
And that's like most of my reviews that I do post. I mainly tag, I need to start tagging more, but I
Yeah.
mainly just tag like the main people that you see because it's usually all that's talked about. But I know there are some pages out there like Escapism via Verticals, Sarah,
Mhm.
or Portrait Story Diaries, Liz, or even Dahlia,
Yeah.
Vertical Film Lovers. They all try and include as many as they can. I'm sure the others do too. I just can't think of off the top of my head.
I think mostly review pages or people who are writing something about the verticals they just watched, they tagging mostly the lead roles or the lead antagonists. But there are so many other actors. If you recognize them, tag them.
And
I
I'm
think,
guilty of that as well. I'm
yeah,
trying to be
I
better
mean,
about it, but sometimes I'm trying to just I'm trying to make sure I get it out there because sometimes
yeah,
it's for like my weekend watch list and
yeah.
I'm trying to have those out on a certain day and sometimes the other pages or content for this page gets ahead of me and
If it's regarding Ukrainian verticals or Ukrainian actors who live abroad or something, you always can ask me. I
mhm,
gladly will help. Or if you tag me and I will repost it in a story, I try to tag everyone
mhm.
and even the platforms and the production company because I always say these companies, they are craving for feedback. They want to know how it's went, how the audience like these stories.
Hmm.
It's sometimes not easy to find all of them. And actually, end of this month, my fandom is become 1 year, and I never thought that it's become that huge. I started with 13 actors and actresses, and now I'm at 177. That's crazy. I'm telling you, that's
Hmm.
crazy. But it's great to see that the community, but also production teams and other actors helping you out to find the right people.
Because everybody deserves the recognition because
Yes.
they all work so hard on them, especially with
Yes.
how quick they shoot.
And I talked about that with the others in Vertical Voices already. The shootings in Ukraine have the same pace like everywhere else in the world. The only
Hmm.
thing which is different is that sometimes they have to stop shooting and go to a shelter, and you never know for how long they have to stay there. They still have to do in the planned days the vertical, because it's like everywhere else, the actors are working back to back. So they don't have time to say, hey, let's do a day longer on this project. Maybe they
Hmm.
have to rewrite something, or they have to schedule a new date when they can film the rest. And that's why it's hard, especially for these actors, that they can take so many how do you say it, so many shots to try a scene, because they never know for how long, much longer they have time.
Yeah.
But while we are or while I'm talking about Ukrainian verticals, let's start it in a different way. How did you get into the vertical space?
I have been watching Vertical since 2023, and
From the
I,
beginning, actually.
yep, from from the beginning. I had just left my ex-husband. It was a very
Hmm.
abusive marriage. I had to get out, and I needed something for me, but I didn't quite know what it was going to be. For a while, it was like going live on TikTok and just kind of being in that community. But then one ad kept popping up every time, everywhere I went. It was always the same ad. It was always the same scenes. And I was like, maybe if I just watch it and get rid of it, I'll never see it again. I sat there and I watched the whole 20-minute ad and I was like, this is the longest ad I've ever seen. And finally, like it got to the end. It was like, now I have to go finish it because I'm actually really interested in what happened. So
Get
I
us all.
downloaded Real Short, found it, hit that paywall, and I was like, I'm not ready yet. Went and found a different one. Thought that there was going to be no paywall because no one really ever knows about the paywalls. At least that early, it wasn't really talked about. It wasn't known that there were
Yeah.
like a subscription price or it stopped after a certain amount of episodes. And so I hit that paywall on that second vertical and I was like, well, now I got to. So I went and I got the subscription and finished the first one. And I've been here and watching ever since.
They get us all.
They
We
get
all
us
get
all
hooked
of them.
and captivated.
Well, because they always like the ads always cut it off at the most suspenseful moment, so you're already hooked and you're like, but I need to know.
Yeah, that's so addictive. That's so addictive. And I guess most of us in the audience got hooked like that. They seen an ad and we couldn't resist. We got
Hmm.
weak. We got weak. No, and I assume you started watching the American verticals first. Which was your first vertical you ever seen?
I I always say that it's Casey's first vertical, Faded to My Forbidden Vampire Alpha.
No, not
Um,
Vampire Alpha.
Alpha, but I don't know if that 100% was it, but it was so long ago and I was still so like traumatized from my marriage that it was kind of just like an escapism and I never really paid
Yeah.
attention to the titles. But I know that I watched that one either right as it came out or shortly after. Maybe that one, maybe it was a different one. I know I had started watching them like shortly as they started being made in the States with American actors.
I can remember two verticals, and I'm not sure which one I really saw the first because I guess I saw the ads from both at the same time. So I switched always where I got the next few episodes. It was
Hmm.
Love by Contract with Noah Fernley
Okay.
and The Double Life of My Billionaire Husband with Jared
Mm.
Harper. Those two I started watching at the first time, and I guess it was Noah's Vertical, which I seen first, and I figured out Danny Farber made or directed this Vertical, and I said, "Hey, that was your first Vertical," and I said, "It was mine too."
Mm.
We both started at the same time, and what genre do you prefer? Is there? I assume it's mafia, or you wouldn't have this page.
No, honestly, I watch them all. I don't really have one that I really prefer over another. The reason I have my Mafia Temptation series page is like Candy, from what I know, Candy Jar makes all of their verticals off of books that their
Hmm.
sister app has. And it just when I first watched it, it had me. I was working in a hospital as a security guard at the time, and it was during the night shift, so I had free time. There was hardly anything that ever happened, and I remember sitting there watching this vertical and screaming at I'm yelling at my phone because of something that they're doing, and then I'd hit like that 24-hour paywall. Then I'd get upset because I had hit the paywall.
Oh, I guess it's with Stephen Morena, right?
Yes, it was with Stephen
I
Morena.
I saw that too, and then the paywall came, and I didn't have Candy Jar, and I was so mad that I can't watch it. And sometimes I didn't do it in a while now, but sometimes I try to find verticals on Dailymotion, but this one wasn't there. Oh, it was so hard, and it took months until I could watch the rest of it because it was so good.
And I just remember like that was, of course, I think if they watched it before they watched Red Talons, that was like the introductions to Stephen Morana, and it really
Yeah.
showed me one, the pieces of Italian in it were fantastic. And it just kind of showed me his talent, and it just drew me in to Stephen's acting and to more into further into the vertical world because why not? So much so
Uh,
that when I found out there are two other books, I was like, we need to get on this, get these other two made because like the way that it ended is you can be happy with it, but at the same time you know that there's more to the story that you want to see. It's like it's a cliffhanger, but it's not really a cliffhanger.
Candy Jar was before Galatea TV, right?
Yes, it was called Galatea first, and then
Before I started even watching verticals, I had a yearly subscription for Galatea TV, or not TV, for the book app of them.
Mm.
But then I decided to go to Kindle Unlimited because I like the stories there more. But the books were great on this app. I like them. How, if you watch those verticals, on what, can you remember at what point you watched a vertical from Ukraine and how you figured out it is from Ukraine?
Oh, I remember my first Ukrainian vertical, and I'm like I remember it, but at the same time I don't because I don't remember the name.
What was it about?
We're in school.
It's
I
young
can
elite?
picture. Yes, yes, that's perfect. Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
remember I watched an ad for it on TikTok, and I was like, what? Because I thought at the time, I thought I had every vertical app out there, not realizing that there were so many more. Because I think at that point, I only had about 15, maybe.
That at this point it was a lot.
And I was like, 15, that's a lot of vertical apps. And I was like, and I searched every vertical app and I was like, I can't find this anywhere. And then finally found the official ad, and I was like, what is this app? And I downloaded the app, and I wasn't able to get a subscription, so I went over to our lovely website, and I was like, I gotta find this because I hate where it left me with the ad. I finished it, and then I was like, these things are bigger than I ever imagined. I thought they just filmed in America. I thought it was just some random thing that America was like, let's do it.
Or in China, because in China there are a lot of Ukrainian actors as well who live
hmm
now there. And I didn't knew that on the beginning either. I had to Google it and it was hard to find. It was really hard to find from where they are.
But
You-
I was watching it and I was like, this doesn't sound American, like at all. And so I then went on to once I finished it, I then went on to Instagram, and this was before I had my review account. So I'm on my personal. I'm getting all these different things now on my personal account because it'd be like my friend's having a baby, my friend just got married, these people went on vacation, vertical, friend, vertical, and I was like, I need to separate this somehow because my feed was insane. But I went on there and I looked it up and I found it and I was like, what? I didn't even think they filmed over there because you don't
Yeah.
know that unless you're in the space or that's your intro into the vertical world. I was
Yeah.
like, that's awesome. And then I started watching those ones.
And on the beginning, I didn't even knew that they are shooting in Ukraine. I didn't knew at
Mhm.
this point that, for example, the males are not allowed to leave the country. And I
hmm
really thought they shooting somewhere else, you know, but no, they shooting actually in a active war zone. And do you see a difference between the stories, for example, from Ukraine or from America, Australia, wherever?
Guess it really depends on like the storyline. I know that some of the Ukrainian verticals that I have seen have been different. Australian ones can be different, but a lot of them are the same as well. They're all just kind of in the same wavelength, I think would be the word I'm looking for.
Yeah, I mean, you can't develop all the genres new,
hmm
but I'm so glad and thankful that we don't have, for example, all the banquet scenes in Ukraine
Yes,
or
I
the
did
slapping
with
marathons.
like with the first couple that I watched, I had noticed that there wasn't a bunch of banquet scenes. Young Elite, I was like watching it, I'm like, what is happening? This is different, but it's also similar, but it's also very nice, but it's also very different. I don't
Yes,
know how I feel about it.
let's say it this way, it's they don't. Well, I think most of the stories are by now it's you can't make extreme new stories, but I think those stories are more unique
hmm
because how do you say it? Because I love the verticals from the States as well, but slowly I'm getting bored. If I'm watching a vertical, it's happening so often that I'm pushing the forward button because you know the story already.
For me, I don't really do like the fast forward or the skipping episodes. And that's mainly because like I have ADHD, so I pay attention to everything. I pay attention to background characters, I pay attention to the outfits. I if something's off in an outfit, I'm like, that I watched one the other day and he dude had gotten like stabbed in his shoulder. And so one frame he's got like this big blood patch. And then the next frame for like a second you see that area and there's no blood. And I'm like, I
Yes,
know that the way that they film them is not always matched up. Sometimes they'll do
I
those coverages before they do the one with the blood. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna criticize it though, because they're doing the best that they can with what they have. If it was like a
um
big Hollywood movie, then it would be a different story. They take
that
months to film those, and like you guys have the opportunity to fix this with the editing, but
and I love it that you are detail oriented like me. I see something like that too. For example, I watched today Kissed by Claw and Fang. I guess it's from Real Short.
yes.
And in this one scene, pretty on the beginning, What are the names of the actors? Usually
Evan
I remember.
Adams and I know
And
the other one.
yeah, the ex-boyfriend of Mac Bush.
Oh, what is
It's
his
slaying
name?
on my tongue. But
I
on
know
the
it's right there too. You're like,
Yeah, on the beginning, she is dreaming, and both guys starting to bite her in the neck. And you
hmm
see how one of them put the hand here, and I immediately saw on under one fingernail he was all red, and I said, "What the heck is that?" And in the next scene, you could see he put here the finger on her neck, and you could see that there was blood. So he had all the color here on his fingers to make the blood there. So I saw that.
real short. What are you doing? I looked at IMDb to try and like, because I know the name, and I'm gonna be so mad when I remember it. But IMDb, it doesn't say his name.
Yeah, because I guess it's too new. And these two guys are acting mostly in those teenage, college, high school verticals. And I love them both, actually.
Ben Armstrong. Ah, I
Yes.
knew. I'm so
Yes.
sorry, Ben Armstrong, if you see this. I'm so sorry.
I'm not sure if he will see this because he don't. Well, if I collaborate with you for this interview, he will maybe see that. I'm sorry too.
It was right there. I knew I
Yes.
could see your face. just couldn't.
Yeah. The
But you
only
also have
thing.
to think about like I follow over 800 people on Instagram. Roughly 30 of those are other review accounts and fan pages. The rest of them are industry people, whether they be
Yes.
actors, actresses, casting, not well, I follow a couple casting directors,
Yeah.
production companies, apps, producers,
Yeah.
makeup. I follow so many people and I keep following new people and I'm like, so I apologize, but I hope you understand.
Yeah. There are way too many people to remember everything, and I'm happy that I remember mostly all the actors who are in my fandom. Maybe not with the last name, because they are sometimes really difficult to pronounce, but at
Mhm.
least with the first names. And I always saying sometimes it's frightened me that you could send me a picture out of one scene, and I can tell you which vertical it is.
Usually that's how I am. Usually somebody like my sister, she first time she ever brought up a vertical to me, all she did was show me a screenshot that she had taken of the scene. And I looked at it and I was like, that one I didn't know because I was newer into the space. I was still finding
Yeah.
names. And we searched for like 30 minutes for this vertical and she finally found it on Drama Box. But the next time that she brought it up to me, it was like this close up of I think it was this like no, I don't want to say it was Eric. It was a close up of Mark Pontarelli.
Yeah.
And it was just you could see this. And I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, I know what vertical that is." And I pulled up and I gave it to her and she was like, "How?" And I was like, you have to understand. I've seen over 3,000 of these things and some of them multiple times.
Wow. You
So like
you watched
I'm
way more
dedicated.
than me. I started to count my views from December 2024 on. I guess I started in March 2024 or something, or
Mhm.
April, watching verticals. But the weird thing is, I counted how many I watched so far, and I guess there are so many missing curves. Before that, I watched already some, but from December 2024 on, I have records. And so far, I watched around 1,200 verticals
Mhm.
and around 550 mini movies on YouTube.
But
And
I say over 3,000 because I don't like I stopped counting every single one to the point where I can be like, oh, I've watched 3,851. Now it's just I've watched over 3,000. Once I hit that 4,000 mark, I'm like, I've watched over 4,000. So,
yeah,
because it's just easier to say that than to try and say like the actual number, even though that would be more specific. But like once you get past 1,000, say I've watched 1,264. It's still significant, but at the same time, it's just like it in my head it doesn't make sense.
yeah. I would be with so much more verticals on my list if I count all these which I watched several times. And mostly I'm not watching them so often because of the storyline. I'm watching it so often because of research work. Because on one point, I don't know all the actors. And if I figure out a little bit later how an actor, well, what the name of the actor is, I remember, oh, this person acted in this vertical as well. Let's go back. I have to take a look. What is the role name of this person? So that's why I'm watching them so often. And yeah, but lately there have been a few verticals, not now from Ukraine, but from the rest of the world, where I actually turned it off out of different reasons. Mostly because I know the story. I don't want to watch it. I saw it already 5 times. But on the other hand, too, if there's too much violence going on, you know?
And I may get some I don't want to say shit, but I may get some like flashback or whatever for this. But I don't turn off a vertical. And it's not because, you know, it's super violent and I enjoy it. No. It's even if the vertical is extremely violent, that crew put so much time and work
Yeah.
into it that I'm just like, yes, I may hate the storyline. I may not post a review for it, but or if I do say something, I say something specifically about like the actors, and I don't really comment on the storyline because I'm not ever trying to criticize the actors. I
No,
They put so much hard work into all of this, and for
definitely.
them to have put so much work into one and then it just not do anything. Like, yeah, they still got paid for it, but like that's still their hard work, that's still their passion, that's still something that they may not have enjoyed the storyline, but that's still something that they either grew on or learned something from. And I support everyone. That's why like there's a certain actor who mainly green flag roles, green flag hero roles, and has had a couple really like bad father roles, the really like shitty dad roles.
Hmm.
And I've I watched them because I support him. I may not support the storyline, but I support him. I support the actress.
Yeah.
Because for me, I don't support the apps because the apps. I support the actors because this is what they do for a living. It's just like, you know, Tom Cruise or Tom Hanks. Why am I only thinking of Toms right now? But it's just like any of those big Hollywood people. Like if you are truly a supporter and truly a fan of that person, you'll watch the film because you want to see how they grow. Like me, I've been following Eric since before he started Verticals.
You talk about Eric Guillemette.
Yes, Eric Gament. I've been following him since before he started Verticals. I've been following Sam Myerson since he was in The Bold and the Beautiful in 2018. And so like to see how much they grow, and it's not just them two, everyone, to see how much they've grown from their first film to their most recent one is always a change. It may not be a big change, it may be a little change, but it's still a change because you can see
Yeah.
how much they've grown and how much different they act.
Yeah.
Like someone in their first one didn't have a whole lot of emotion, and it was really hard to be like, okay, like I can feel it, because that's another thing with me is I like to feel like I'm there. I like to feel like I'm
Yeah.
witnessing it in the moment. Um,
Yeah.
and they didn't have a whole lot of emotion. I couldn't quite feel like I was there, but in their most recent one, I was on the edge of my seat and I was like, what are you doing next? What are you doing next? Are you gonna slap her? Like, what are you doing? And it's just to see that growth is so great. And especially in this space and how caring and kind and open that actors are to feedback.
Yeah.
It's if I watch a vertical that everybody's like, oh, I turned it off. I can watch it and be like, hey, this is what, like, here's some tips that I might have for you, or here's some things that I didn't like,
Yeah.
or here's, you know, that's I didn't feel the sadness. Maybe, you know, put a crack in your voice if they allow you to. I'm
Yeah.
all about supporting and helping them grow. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if I grow, but if they grow, that's what matters to me.
Yeah, it's the same with all the knockoffs. I don't like knockoffs because I think they should all be, well, there are, no, let me start from begin. There always should be kind of unique storytelling. And I mean, there are so many good writers out there. Unfortunately, they didn't have the chance yet to write all the good stories. But if I'm talking bad about a knockoff, that never means that the actors or the crew did a bad job. Not
Mhm.
at all. They are outstanding sometimes in these knockoffs, but I just don't like it that the stories are always repeating themselves, you know? And you are right. And if you are giving a review or talking to the actors, do you always just writing the good things about these verticals, or do you give a constructive critic?
Most of it depends. When I'm just talking, if I'm just like chatting with an actor, I I give the more like open and like, hey, this is what I really didn't like, or this is,
Hmm.
something that I think you could have not done better because like I know they're doing the best, or here's something you could improve on. My reviews, it really depends on really just how I'm feeling in the moment. If I'm able to write it right after I watch it, or as I'm like right after I watch it, then I have all of those feelings and all those things. I've think I've really posted, I need to start posting some of my lower reviews. I've posted a 3-star one. And it wasn't anything that, I think it was like I think I gave it 3.5 stars. But it wasn't really anything that the actors did. It was just that night I couldn't get into the story as much as other
Hmm.
people did. Like I thought it was a great story. I thought the actors did great. I thought the actress did great. I thought it was put together very well, but like I couldn't get into the story.
Yeah, I had this
But I
once
try my
too.
best to be constructive criticism.
I think this is important, not always to sugarcoat everything, because these actors, these production teams, those directors, they can learn something about it if they don't know if the audience didn't like something or they could do better. That's why I'm always saying those platforms, production teams, etc., they are craving
Mhm.
for feedback. And that's why I love that you girls, or mostly girls, have all your review pages. I really enjoy
Hero
that.
does great. Vertical underscore fan,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
man
he's
is
doing a great
amazing.
job. He is holding the flag for the gentleman in this space.
And it's kind of going off of that, like the whole community, right? Everybody, they give back the criticism when they need to, and they give out the praises when they need to. And with everybody's so supportive. And that's like my VVC, my Vertical View Crew, where
Yeah.
everyone's so supportive of each other, and you know, we want everybody to
Yeah,
expand. We want
true.
everyone
You
to
are a part of the Vertical View crew as
the
well.
Vertical View Crew. Oh,
It's
I
not
love
like
the
she don't have enough to do yet.
Not like I don't, post reviews, do weekend watch lists where I focus solely on an
Yeah.
actor, or, edit interviews, host interviews, and have fan pages. I'm part of this amazing group, the Vertical View Crew. It started almost, but it'll be a year, coming up on a year here soon. And this
Didn't
group
didn't
of
you guys
people,
start it in summer?
I want to say, I can't remember exactly when, but I want to say it was around May. I want
Yeah.
to
So because you said almost a year, because we still are in February. So I thought you started already in February, and I said no, you started with this page later than I created my fandom.
I started my I started my critic page in April of last year because I was just posting on my personal page, and then like Eric and Jeff and people were reposting the things that I was posting, and then I'm getting people following me from the reposts, and I was like, okay, I'm trying to keep my professional life, which this is now something that I do professionally. It's So I created my page, and then with the help of Vertical Drama Queen, she's not Vertical Drama Queen, yeah, Vertical Drama Love is the one that's doing the awards. Vertical Drama Queen, so many pages. I'm so sorry, Lisa. I love you. With the help of Lisa, and then I got the wild idea to do my weekend watch list, and well, now we're here. But it was shortly after I feel like it was shortly after I started my page, maybe a couple weeks or something, that the Vertical View Crew was created, and
Do
Megan,
you want do
our
you want to
founder,
tell
is.
us who's all a member of this Vertical View crew?
I will, yes. So we have obviously me, and then she's the one. Then we have Megan at Real Drama, who she's the one who kind of put us all together. She's amazing. She's super sweet. She's doing great things. I'm so excited for her this year. Well, I mean, I'm
Hmm.
so excited for everybody this year. Like, really. Then we have Dahlia, who is at Vertical Films Lover. We have Aline, who is I.love.verticals. She also does visit.vertalis.
I
We
saw that
have
on your profile.
we have Empress Liz, who is at Portrait Story Diaries. Hero, who is vertical_fan, our only male of the group, and he does phenomenal. We have Sarah, who is at Escapism Via Verticals.
Mhm.
We have Jen and Karen, who is at This Vertical Slaps. And then we have,
Vertical View crew? Not
and
vertical View Weekly. No, Weekly View.
she's not
Chica?
part of the Vertical View Crew.
Oh, she isn't?
And then we have Short Reel Critic, who is Katja. Or it's Katja at Short Reel Critic, who's taking some personal time, which is perfectly fine. Everybody has a life, but we still love her and we still support her. I think I named everybody. Me, Megan, Dahlia, Sarah, Liz, Aline, Jen, Karen, Hero, and Katja. That is my
Okay.
Vertical View Crew. We have a Vertical View Crew Instagram page, if you guys don't remember all of those names, which is at the
You will
Vertical View
pass
Crew.
on later. You will pass me on all the links later, please, so I
Yes,
can
ma'am.
post them all in the description.
But there's at Vertical View Crew, and we have a couple posts up talking about like who's in the group and what each person likes and
Yeah.
if you're looking for a specific storyline or a specific way of reviews, they talk about that as well. And
And
stay
it's not
tuned.
just reviews each of you are posting. You are posting even some information about well, some insights and so on, or what you would like to change or what you really
Mm.
liked and stuff like that. It's very informative.
And everybody has something that they do different. Like I have my weekend watch list where I take a person in the vertical industry and I feature them for an entire weekend, and they're the only person that I talk about the entire weekend. I usually don't post anything else about anybody else
Hmm.
during their weekend, just because like that's my spotlight on them. And then of course I have my interviews, and Sarah has her 5-minute escapes. Aline has her get to know yous in Vertalis.
Can we
Megan
talk about
says,
Vitalis? Because
I can't. I love Vertalis. Okay, so
I must admit, I never really took a look because, first of all, I never really, sorry if I say that, really cared about to read so much because of my depression. But maybe you
mhm.
can explain what it is.
Vertalis is this world on Instagram. Aline, the I.love.verticals, she created it. I don't remember how long ago, but so what she does, she has like platforms instead of platforms. She has locations like a cafe or the mall or a store. And then she has a boy band called the Verti Bros, which she
True,
makes
she
music
made
with.
once with AI those music, right? And go on.
And then what she'll do is she'll take Cayman, for example, and she made a base character with K Baby. And then based on like his roles that he's had, she's made evolutions. So K-Baby turns into K-Wolf because of his werewolf roles. Or
Yeah.
there's K Furno, I think is his name, for his firefighter role. And it's just, I thought it was super cool and I was super into it. And the music
Is
is
it only on
amazing.
Instagram, or does she have an extra website or something where this is?
Vertalis is, believe Vertalis is only on Instagram, but Aline does post all of her reviews and more in-depth reviews on her website, her i.love.verticals website. But that's pretty much what Vertalis is. It's she's got a few characters on there. She stepped back for a little bit, which is okay. It's there's never anything wrong with taking time off for yourself. And I hope
No,
that everybody remembers that. Whether you are a review page, a fan account, or just a fan, if you need to step back for your mental health or your actual health or anything of that nature, no one will ever, no one should ever hate on you for it because you need to take care of yourself too. There's a
you
life
always
outside
should,
of verticals, and self-care is the most important thing. And
definitely,
while
you
these
always
are
should be, sorry.
while these are a way to for a lot of people to escape, you can also get caught in it, and sometimes the vertical space can be very, very overwhelming. Um,
Yes,
but when you have supportive places and supportive people in your corner, it helps. I know there are multiple actors who have subscriber chats to where you can kind of just be in there and be yourself and make friends because not everything is so serious in this life.
I must say, first of all, you always should be the priority number one in your life. And it doesn't matter if you may be losing because of your time out some followers, or your insights on Instagram become a little bit worse. Don't care about it. It doesn't matter. You need to take care of yourself. The overwhelming part is, you said it pretty well, and it's no, the subscription channels. No, I got it. The
Yes.
subscription channels. I've been in a few too, and I left a few of them already because of a few reasons. But sometimes, yes, you can meet there amazing people. You can, and you can have really great conversations in there. But sometimes, for me, it's too much unnecessary information which are there, because the people posting there everything and nothing, and I think sometimes it's losing the main topic of this channel. That's about the person who created the subscription channel.
But I know that some of them want their subscription channels to be safe places for you to be able to go and make friends, and there are some that are just chaotic. But everybody has a different cup of tea, and I will never yuck somebody's yum.
No, no,
If you enjoy being in your subscription channels, go for it. Like that is all you. I will never hate on you for it. I may not be in them, but I also spend I also have subscriptions for apps, and I I still support every actor the same. I still I may not support them through having a subscription, which is perfectly fine. And if you don't have a subscription, don't worry about it. It's okay. You are still watching their films, you're still following them, you're still supporting them, you're still loving everything that they do. You don't have to be part of their subscription channel, especially if you are struggling with money or you're budgeted on what you can spend. A lot of it's just the support means I know they say it a lot and I've heard it a lot. The support means everything to these actors. It even just
definitely.
watching it means everything to them. And I know that they're so grateful for it.
For example, Bogdan Ruban, you know him?
I do. I do. I do. I want to speak with him. It's also
Yeah,
very hard.
I was waiting 6 months for it. And then we had a live interview on his Twitch stream.
Mhm.
where he is right now every Friday, or he tried to be there every Friday. And in this Twitch stream, he's talking to his community in Ukrainian and in English. And after a chat, he's starting to play with friends a game and still communicate with his fans. It's like those subscription channels. He actually just started a Discord channel for his community.
That's great.
And it is kind of like a safe space too. It's not really about his verticals. You can still talk about it, but he don't post anything about it on there because it's more for the community and for the gaming theme. Because he said if the community want to know more about his work as an actor, they can come to my channel. And
Mm.
you all are always welcome, especially for all the review pages. If you want to know more about all these actors, join me on Discord. You will see the link in the description as well. There are a lot of informations which you never will see on Instagram, Facebook, or TikTok.
And I think it's great. These actors and these creators, they're putting themselves out. Like Jackson Tiller started going live on Twitch again. Dan Youngma occasionally goes live on TikTok. Noah Andre
Yep.
goes live on TikTok. Jake Galucio was live on TikTok for a while. Shay Deneen goes live on TikTok and on Instagram. Jackson Tiller goes live on Instagram and TikTok, and they just they want to be in the community. They want to
I
communicate.
think sometimes it's hard to be in those lives because of so many people in the stream that the chat is running so fast that you miss out so much. Mostly if one of the actors is live and it's at a European friendly time, I just
Hmm.
sit back and take a look. I'm not writing at all because
I'll
most
occasionally write with the hopes that they see it, and if they don't, then they don't. But it's still, they know that they have the support. They know that people love them and people want to support them, and
yep.
that's that's all I'm about is support.
And
I'm
about
supporting everybody I can.
And for example, Bogdan have on his Twitch stream, if you scroll down in the stream, you will find two donation links in there to support him. And as you maybe heard in Ukraine, they have not just a lot of snow this year, more than well, the most snow they had since over 10 years, but they also have often no electricity. They don't have sometimes water and they don't have heat. The community of Bogdan supported him in this case that they donated money so he could buy how do you say it in English? A trafo where if you don't have electricity, you can turn on the generator. It's
Oh,
a
okay, a
name.
generator. There we go.
He needed a generator, and the community spent all the money, and so he could buy it, and so he don't have to worry all the time. Are there, you said your first Ukrainian vertical was a young elite. Are there other verticals from Ukraine which kept in your mind, which you liked, or maybe or is there maybe something what you didn't like?
Oh gosh.
If you don't know the name, it's good. You just can tell me what the story is about so I can help you out.
I think one of them is age gap.
With Bogdan Ruban and Tetiana Malkova.
I know there's more. Give me a second to find the names.
It's all good.
There's the Alpha Mate who cried wolf.
It's a very first vertical from Ukraine. It's from 2024.
Spark Me Tenderly. Love Captive to the Mafia Boss.
Yes, it's with Bogdan Ruban and Tetiana Baitalenko.
Apparently, all of Bogdan just stand out to me. Milan in
Milan in April.
yes.
It's with Max Katchenko, with Artur Schoripa, and Valentina. Now you
Great.
got me the last name with B. I will write it in the subtitles.
I know there's a couple more and I just can't.
But I like that you name some verticals which are not as popular as maybe the newer ones. Because most people always name, for example, Love at Dangerous Speeds, or there are so many new ones. Did you watch this year already some Ukrainian verticals like Love in Oblivion or
I
Fake
have.
King is My Shadow Daddy?
I watched Love and Oblivion.
What do you
Haven't
think about
gotten,
it?
there's a lot to say, so I will have a review posted.
Woohoo! It's amazing. I can't wait.
I'll reach out to you for all of the other information as well.
Sure. It that's why I'm here. But did you watch The Fake King is My Shadow Daddy?
I think I started it and then I got interrupted because I had an interview to do.
But you should watch it because it's a genre which we didn't had before. I know, I guess Kira Wisely just recently shot one in this genre, but the one from Ukraine was the first one. What
Mhm.
did you watch maybe also the gay or lesbian verticals from Ukraine? Wicked Game. I'm her most dangerous obsession.
I haven't yet. They're on my list. I have a very big list of verticals to catch up on. I have a lot on my list to do and a lot that I need to watch, but I'm also editing interviews because I'm a few behind and I am doing more and more every day. So I'm a little behind and
I feel
I
you there, and
just I just started my weekend watch list back up again after taking a break because like I said, don't be afraid to take breaks for your mental health. It wasn't
definitely.
I took a break in December because I was going through the anniversary of losing my mom and it was really, really hard for me.
I'm sorry.
And then I recently took a break because of losing one of my really good friends.
I'm sorry to hear.
Doing weekend watch list was really hard to focus on, and I when I do my weekend watch list, I like to focus on it completely and make sure that I'm actually because there's a couple people who I did before I decided to take breaks and realized that taking a break is okay. But I took some time off for losing a friend in January. Vlad was my first weekend watch list back after that loss. And I kind of fell behind, but like I said, my phone broke and internet was all wonky and service was all wonky all weekend. It was not fun.
I feel you there with a way or be behind everything. I feel you there because I have so much to do in my fandom that I couldn't do it alone no more because there's so much. And I already recorded a few episodes of Vertical Voices and the magic behind Ukrainian actors, and I still have to edit all these interviews. But since it's for me a little bit harder than maybe for you to get interview partners, because Ukrainian actors don't speak all English or not fluent enough to have a conversation, or they are too busy, or they are not feeling comfortable to do interviews or just those conversations. Since I don't get so many interview partners as most of the other fan pages, I will post slowly all the interviews I have. And
Mhm.
I'm actually not really like to call them interviews because it's more like a conversation.
And that's why like mine are just it's let's talk vertical and we talk about verticals, we talk about life, we talk things they want to see change. Verticals are our main topic, but it's not just me sitting there being question, 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 question. It's always question,
Yeah, those
chat, question.
those strict interviews where you ask a question, your guest answer it, and you going on to the next questions. Whoops, I don't like that.
Mm,
And most questions just pop up in my mind during the conversation because of the answer my guest is giving. I
mhm,
like that a lot, and I like it a lot to hear more background stories. For example, in this category here or in this format on YouTube, Vertical Voices, I'm not just talking to the audience. I'm also talking to actors and creatives out of the industry from all over the world and want to know if they heard about Ukrainian verticals and what do they think, and if they maybe want to work for an Ukrainian production team and so on. Since a while, I have now, well, I have found a young Ukrainian woman who's helping me to translate. And I guess this will be something which is good, but I have to clarify something first before we can really start over with that. And but since earlier we talked about all these vertical apps. Do you know how many apps do you have now on your phone and how many
95.
subscribe? Say it again? No,
I have
we
95 apps,
holy crap.
and currently I have 4 subscriptions.
Four. What do you think? Should there be less vertical apps and or is it okay that it feels like every new show coming out on a new app?
I would like if there were less, but I know that as time goes on, some may fade out and new ones may come, but overall, I enjoy I love the fact that it's expanding enough to where there are new apps. Because really, when this started in 2023, there wasn't a whole lot of apps. You had your select few, and since then it's grown so much, and I love the fact that it's grown as much as it has.
Yes. Here in Germany, verticals are not that common.
I love that space is expanding.
And here in Germany, like I said, we don't, or verticals are not that common, but we had the first casting calls. But here in Germany, let's say it this way, if you are German and you want to figure out what verticals are and you Google for it, you don't find much.
Mm,
And the people who trying to do that by now, they have a wrong view of the whole thing. First of all, the first casting call being only for influencers with a special amount of follower and in German. And I don't think that this will work out. Then they have a second casting call where they're looking for actors who speak English. But what I heard so far, they're looking for the audience or target of audience is the age between 14 and 28. Totally, it's not working out at all in my eyes because most of them can't even afford all these subscriptions.
mhm.
And they have to learn how this whole industry is working because they
Yeah,
want to have success with that.
no, they won't, but they'll learn. I America didn't know right away. London didn't know right away. Nobody really knows when they start, and it's all just about learning and actually seeing what the space is about. And that's why, like, I have an interview with I'm working on editing my second interview with a director. I've spoken to a screenwriter. I've spoke to a production company. Like this, I my interviews aren't just for the actors and the actresses. I even spoke to a costume person
I
to
feel
help them
you there.
learn.
I'm not just talking to actors as well. I already spoke to a script writer. I recently recorded an interview with a makeup artist. We are planning to do an interview with an editor. For this one, we will have Alexandra with us, who's translating because my guest is not that sure in the English language. We just have her just in case. And I spoke to a showrunner. And did you know that, for example, Amo Pictures, which is the biggest production company in Ukraine, already shot in UK, USA, Canada, and in Australia?
I did not know about all those places, but I do know about some of them.
Recently, there's just a new vertical got released in on My Drama. She is his mission, I is the name. I'm not sure about it. Just came out 1 or 2 days ago. It's from Amo Pictures. TJ Wilkes been already in one of the shows, and I'm working on it to find out which all verticals from all over the world where Amo Pictures shot a vertical, which all these verticals are. Then I will publish it on my page as well. Do you have anything to say to the audience or to about the Ukrainian verticals?
About Ukrainian verticals, watch them. I understand that you may not have a subscription to an app that it's on. There are always the other options that I think everybody knows about, but I just won't say myself. Watch them. They're different. I like them. You can, and if you're always looking to find more talent, if you're always looking to find more talent, that's the way to go.
I can say there are a few verticals out on my drama, which you also can watch for free on Lovebuster TV.
On what?
Lovebuster TV on YouTube for
Okay.
free.
But with Ukrainian verticals, they're different. They take they might take a minute for you to be like, what am I really watching? But I truly think they're worth it, especially if you're as into the space as as I am, and you're just always trying to find new people and new storylines or different storylines.
And that's great because most stories are written in Ukraine. They don't buy it from somewhere else. Sometimes they have screenwriters from somewhere else, but mostly they have their own teams. But anyway, Angel, thank you so much for joining me.
Of course. Thank
And
you for having me.
you're welcome. And I wish you a lot of success with all your pages.
Thank you.
And send me all those links, and we can tag them in the description so everyone can follow you and see
Me
what
and my
great.
Vertical View Crew.
You have so many great opportunities where the fans can take a look and follow you.
I will make sure I send those over. Thank you so much for having me on. I had a blast chatting with you.
Finally, we had the time.
Yes.
It took a while, but it's okay. And happy that the community is so great that we are able to have conversations like that.
Yes, me too. And if anybody is watching and they ever just need a talk or need some films or advice or want something new to watch, do not be afraid to reach out to me. I am very open to the community and I love making friends.
I agree. I can say the same. But have a great day.
You have a great
And
evening.
it's pretty late here, but it's okay. And we talk soon.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.